All right, let's talk about the one thing that can take your solo videos from looking kinda homemade to totally professional. And here's a secret. It's got nothing to do with buying a more expensive camera. It's all about framing and composition. Let's get right into it.
So, have you ever felt this? You drop some serious cash on a great camera. You get a good microphone, but when you look at the footage, something just feels amateur. It doesn't have that polished look you were going for. What is that missing piece?
Well, the answer is right here. Check this out. These two shots, filmed on the exact same camera. The only difference is knowledge. It's all about the choices you make before you even press that record button. That, my friends, is the power of good framing and composition.
So, here's our roadmap. First, we'll tackle the unique challenges of being a solo shooter. Then, we'll clear up the difference between framing and composition. After that, we'll dive into the essential rules, see them in action, and finish up with some super fast do's and don'ts.
Okay, first section, the Solo Shooter's Challenge. When it's just you, planning out your shots isn't just a good idea. It is your absolute superpower.
Think about it. When you're a solo creator, you're doing it all. You're the subject, the camera operator, and the director. There's nobody behind the camera to say, hey, can you shift a little to the left? That's why getting this stuff right is non-negotiable. It lets you control exactly what your audience looks at and makes your work look intentional and high quality.
All right, let's break down the two big ideas here. People kind of throw these terms around like they're the same thing, but they're actually two very different, very powerful tools in your toolbox. First up, framing. The easiest way to think about this is what's in the box and what's not. The rectangle of your screen is your frame. Simply by deciding what you put inside it and what you leave out, you're telling the viewer, hey, this is what's important.
And then you've got composition. This is the real art form. It's how you arrange everything inside that frame. You, the background, the light, that plant over in the corner. How does it all fit together to tell a story? Good composition is what makes a shot feel complete.
Okay, now for the fun part, the rules. But listen, don't think of these as hard and fast laws you can never ever break. Think of them more like powerful, time-tested recipes for making your shots look amazing.
The first one, and you've probably heard of this, is the rule of thirds. Honestly, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. It's a total game changer.
The idea is so simple. Just picture a tic-tac-toe grid laid over your screen. Now, instead of sticking your subject right in the dead center, you place them along one of those lines, or even better, right where two lines cross. It instantly makes your shot feel more balanced and way more interesting. A quick pro tip, for interviews, try to line up the person's eyes with that top horizontal line. Looks great every time.
Next up, let's talk about being a tour guide for your viewer's eyes. That's the magic of using leading lines.
Look around you. Your environment is filled with lines, roads, fences, the edge of a building, a hallway. You can use these to your advantage. If you set up your shot so that these lines point toward your subject, you're basically creating a visual roadmap that leads your audience's eyes exactly where you want them to go.
Rule number 3 is all about giving your subject some personal space. It's about making your shots feel natural and comfortable, not all weird and cramped.
So you're managing two kinds of space here. First is headroom. That's the space between the top of your head and the top of the screen. Too little, and it feels super claustrophobic. Too much, and you look tiny. Then there's lead room. If you're looking off to the side, you want to leave some empty space in that direction. It just feels right, you know? It gives your gaze somewhere to go.
And for our last rule, we're going to combine two big ideas that really bring everything together. This is about making a shot that feels both balanced and three-dimensional.
Balance is just what it sounds like, making sure your frame doesn't feel like it's about to tip over to one side. Keep it clean, avoid a lot of clutter. And depth. This is how you make your 2D video feel 3D. Try to have something in the foreground, the middle ground, and the background. It pulls the viewer right into the scene. A really cool trick for this is to use natural frames, like shooting through a doorway or a window.
Okay, theory is great, but what does all this look like in the real world? Let's talk about how to apply these rules to the kinds of videos you're probably actually making.
The big thing to get here is that the right composition depends on what you're doing. For an interview, you want a nice, stable, medium shot with a simple background. But if you're doing a news-style video, you gotta leave some empty space for text to pop up. And for social media, that vertical video, suddenly putting yourself dead center, which we usually avoid, is actually the best move because it grabs attention on a tiny phone screen. All right, let's wrap this all up with a lightning round. Here's your final checklist of the absolute must-dos and please-don'ts before you film anything.
Okay, here we go. Do use a tripod. Seriously, shaky footage just screams amateur. Do set up your shot first, then walk into it.
Do a quick 360-degree scan of your background. Is there a pile of laundry back there? Get it out. And always, always record a 10-second test clip to make sure everything looks and sounds right.
And on the flip side, don't cut off the top of your own head. Don't leave a huge empty space above you that makes you look small. Don't let your background be more interesting than you are. And for the love of all that is good, please make sure your horizon line is straight. A crooked shot just throws everything off.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that you absolutely do not need to break the bank to make professional-looking videos. Good composition isn't something you buy. It's a skill you build. All it takes is a little attention, a dash of creativity, and just practice.
So now you've got the playbook. You have the fundamental rules to totally transform how your videos look and feel. The tools are officially in your hands. So I guess the only question left is, what story are you going to shoot first? Get out there and make something awesome. Thanks for watching.